What up, though, y'all? It is Bailee, and I am glad you are back here at Bailee TV. Today, we are going to talk about the Meta trial that is going to be happening soon this week. We are also going to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers. Not my favorite team, but they just had a record-breaking sale within only 11 months. So we're going to get into that. And then we're going to get into the U.S. home sales, the numbers that are alarming a lot of people in trying to say we're heading in a direction that we won't be able to come back from for a long time. So stick around and we are going to get into all of that. So I thought let's get off to a pretty fun start. Let's talk about some basketball. Let's talk about the Los Angeles Lakers and the record sale. I would say record sale time. I don't think that there has ever been a team to change hands so quickly. Now, the Mark Walter bought the Los Angeles Lakers from the Buss family. Jeannie Buss was the face of the family that sold to the Mark Walter Group, the majority stake of the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, Mark Walter, they had the team for what was not even 12 months. October 2025, the team changes hands from the Buss family to the Mark Walter Group, the controlling stake. So now in 2026, what is this, August? And there are new owners of the Los Angeles Lakers. So the team was bought by Mark Walter Group for $10 billion in October 2025. In August of 2026, the group sold to Joshua Kushner and Bob Iger for $12.5 billion. Now, that is the easiest flip of all time. Now, I don't know how it gets any easier. As the Los Angeles Lakers, you have, for the standard, a terrible season. You lose LeBron James, and Luka Doncic is in the middle of a divorce custody battle that could cost him a lot. And you just have no team, no real stars, no real motion. You got no motion going on. The Lakers have zero motion, and you make $2.5 billion in the process. Sign me up for that. I don't see how easier this can get. Like, you want to buy this team for 12.5 billion? Go ahead. Take it off my hands. LeBron James has left. Luka Doncic, his mind is not on basketball. It most likely will be because he'll need that. He'll need that money, and he'll need to get his mind off of the custody battle and the divorce. What his most likely former spouse will be pursuing in, I believe, in his home country in Slovenia or Lithuania, one of those countries over there. So laws are different, a lot of things going on, but let's get some background on who just bought the Los Angeles Lakers for $12.5 billion. It's Bob Iger, the former CEO of Disney, and Joshua Kushner. Of course, Kushner rings a bell. The former, the not former, excuse me, the son-in-law to one of the Trump daughters. And so Joshua Kushner is the founder and CEO of Thrive Capital, a venture capital firm known for technology investments. And it says that his investment vehicle, Thrive Eternal, is part of the purchasing group. So, leveraging that firm to purchase the Los Angeles Lakers controlling stake with Bob Iger. So, I guess, we have new owners in town, and what can you do about it? It just is a little confusing. Granted, somebody selling so soon, but there was trouble in paradise. So I mean, why not? Why not get out? It's $2.5 billion extra. I know I would take it. I don't know about you, but if I bought something for $10,000 and made 2,500 bucks off that 10,000 under a year, in investment terms, hey, we did a good job. But it's nothing like an extra 2 billion, which is way more purchasing power than that 2,500. So they you take that all day. Now, this does lean into private equity, venture capitalists, whatever name you want to put on the firms that are entering sports. The world of sports is one of those things that whenever the economy is shaky, whenever social issues are afoot, sports is always the plateau, the thing that keeps things even. Their sports don't get too high, they don't get too low. It's always a constant elevation with sports. So it's a great investment. And the way these teams are being valued and the contracts that are given out to the players, it's hard for one person, one family to keep up with the expenses. So, will we see the future of sports be venture capital firms and private equity money treating sports teams like stocks? Basically, having a team like the Portland Trail Blazers, for example, 3 years ago, without Damian Lillard, with pretty much nothing on their roster, and now they are spoiled with riches of talent, going from Ja Morant, Denny Avdija, Drew Holiday, Dame Lillard, Jeremy Grant, Donovan Clingham, Scoot Henderson. They have a lot of talent. Tumani Kamara. I hope I pronounced his name right, but they have a wealth of riches, spoiled with riches of talent on their roster. And years ago, their valuation was probably less than, say, 5 billion. Now at this point, I can see that ownership group saying, hey, if we have a great season or two, we can most likely sell this team for at least what, 17, 18 billion, maybe even 20. But due to the market, it won't necessarily be that much, but they can probably still pull it off. So will we see these firms get into the business of, hey, let's tank this team, even though Adam Silver has implemented tanking laws and rules to where if you tank, you don't get the draft pick and lottery that you want. But still, people can circumvent those rules. Will we tank, essentially get some great players, then appreciate in value so quickly, sell, and then it keeps going? And then will the game go international? Is this an international play to where we start having teams, more teams in Canada, more teams overseas in Paris, more teams, more reach, more money coming into a league that is expanding globally? And I think that it might be a bad thing for the consumer, because we want a consistent product. But these venture capital firms, these private equity firms, a lot of times they're trying to squeeze as much money because it's an investment. And when you're looking at it through investment lenses, hey, it is what it is, and you need to get your money. But if you're simply a casual fan, then you're like, hey man, this product is terrible. There's gambling, there's private equity that doesn't really care about the product that's being put out on the floor. What is going on? Like, I'm trying to save up to take my kids to the game, and when we get to the game, the players aren't playing. It just isn't going the way that consumers would like it to go. So there's a lot of things that are going on within the sports realm and investing in it. But hey, I'm here for it. As long as I get to watch my favorite players play and my team, the Detroit Pistons, continue to do what they're doing, I'm not worried about it. But until that comes to the Pistons' front door, then I'll be a little bit more concerned with it. So I think that's about it with the Lakers situation. Let's try to tap in now with Meta. Meta has a lot going on. All right, so Meta has a lot going on here, guys and gals. So Meta has been accused in 29 states. 29 states. The states contend that Meta deliberately designed Facebook and Instagram to promote compulsive use among children and teenagers. The alleged mechanisms include engagement-oriented features such as endless scrolling and push notifications. They also say Meta misrepresented the platform's mental and physical health risks and collected data from children under 13 without parental consent. So this was filed in 29 states, accusing Meta of pretty much luring in an underage audience to almost get addicted to the app. And in turn, they didn't map out the mental and physical health risks of what they were doing. And now there has been a rise in mental health problems within the youth of the United States. And so Meta is being put on trial for this. Now, when it comes to the financial aspect, there isn't a clear cut number on what Meta would have to pay out for this. So right now, there could be $1.4 trillion on the table for Meta, but more so in the realm, for what I did research, around $200 billion for losing this case. Now, the claims and positions in litigation haven't established an amount what Meta owes. So that's going to be, I'm pretty sure, down the line in what's going on. Now, why does this case matter? Why does this matter to the stock? Why does this matter? This is actually a pretty big trial, because it'll change the way Instagram and Facebook are used, and they'll have to make changes. They'll have to adjust certain settings. They'll have to make changes to the product design overall, child data practices, and or platform safety measures. Now, me personally, I would like to see these changes implemented, because social media is a place where you're supposed to stay connected, but it's a thing that eventually you're supposed to get off of and interact in the real world. You're supposed to get connected with those friends, family members you haven't talked to in a while, meet up and connect in real life, not endlessly doom scroll, not constantly get push notifications on what's going on, irrelevant to what you even search on those apps. So I think that Meta is in trouble this year, 2026 overall. They've been grasping at straws all year. I think their stock is going to take a hit from this. They've tried the data center play, the cloud, the prediction market thing that we heard once and never again, because it was such a terrible thing to throw out there. Like why? That's clearly grasping at straws. And there hasn't been anything positive other than the Meta glasses, but even that is starting to now get some pushback from the public, basically on privacy. privacy is a big concern right now, with the flock cameras, with the Meta glasses, with a lot of things. Your large language models, your chat bots, AI bots, everything is a privacy concern right now, and those Meta glasses are kind of at the top of the list. And so Meta is in trouble right now, and they're going to have to pull themselves out. Mark Zuckerberg is going to have to do something to pull them out of this hole, and I think that this trial is going to put them deeper into that hole. So I don't think that Meta will see a rebound until early to mid 2027, when Mark Zuckerberg goes back into the war room and comes out with something innovative. I mean, he's got to change it up, man. It's got to make something shake, and it's got to come pretty relatively soon. So after I think that these 29 states have a case. I think they're going to follow through, and I think Meta is going to pay out. And when Meta pays out, we're not going to hear much from Meta. So until 2027, something is going to come from it, but I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting to see it play out and see what Mark Zuckerberg says. And also, he does have a movie coming out too. He does have a movie coming out. So we'll see what that has an effect on his image overall and what's going to come from it. So that's pretty much it. We're going to stay connected on that topic. And I'm pretty sure if you've been on social media, you've seen the U.S. housing affordability, people not being able to afford homes. And you're wondering, why is that? And let's try to break that down now. So I'm pretty sure you've seen on social media, mortgage companies, their stock falling 34% after reporting earnings, negating dividends, and home sales declining, and affordability being a big problem. So let's actually look into some numbers that can give us a better picture. So let's look at existing home inventory. Existing home inventory is latest at 1.54 million homes, and that is down 1.9% from June and down 0.6% year over year. So in the supply at current pace, about 4.5 months have been unchanged month over month and year over year. So pretty much everything has been flat. Not much going on in the Northeast region. In July, annualized existing home sales, you've had 500,000, and that's up 2%. And then you have the Midwest, 970,000 annualized existing home sales in July, with a median price of $342,900. It's down 2%. In the South, 1.86 million existing home sales in July, about 371,000, down 3.1%. And then on the West Coast, 730,000 existing homes, about 622,000 per home. That is flat. So it looks like only the Northeast region is seeing a positive monthly sales change. So if you're looking for jobs in the Northeast, if you're looking for jobs, the Northeast might be a good region to look, because it looks like jobs that are in the Northeast are most likely paying their employees to be able to afford homes. Or it could be old money just still making money because they have the capital to do so and keep buying homes without putting homes on the market. And that's one of the biggest things. There's not a lot of turnover. There's not a lot of homes going on the market, because a lot of people are most likely lowballing. and it's not that good of a home market right now because there's not a lot of supply. So when the claim of that 75% of Americans can't really afford a home, I think that's just overall exaggeration. It refers to the affordability in a typical household could most likely not afford a home, but uh, there's still a high price and low turnover market in the U.S. So there's not a lot of sales going on. So that could lead to a lot of Americans not being able to afford a home, and it is tricky, and it is hard to be able to keep up with home mortgage because of the interest rates and everything that's going on. And I think overall, with the economy, the market, global geopolitical things, people are kind of shying away from buying and selling their homes because they just want to feel what the market will be like after all of this tension that's going on. So I think everybody should hold steady, hold tight, and keep doing what you're doing to build on your wealth, build on what you have going professionally in your life. Just keep going. Like one of my previous videos, especially when investing, cancel out that outside noise. When that outside noise gets to you, it begins to be discouraging. Don't If you're looking for a new home, don't let the news discourage you from buying a home. If you are able to afford it, you can do it. And if you aren't, keep working toward it. Don't let anything discourage you from your dream. Please keep going. And that'll be it for me today. I want you to please like, share, and subscribe this one. If you like anything particular about this video, please put it in the description below. If you have some comments on whatever things that can be better on this one, please feel free to comment. I'll take it as constructive criticism. I appreciate it. I thank you for watching. It's always a what up, though. Peace out.